everybody, welcome back to another episode of Boy Meets Beauty. I'm Gregory Dillon, and as always, it is fabulous to see you. So, today, I am going to teach you how to read. No, I know you already know how to read that way, like ABC-wise. I mean, you made it to the website. But I'm going to teach you how to read a cosmetics label, because I'm sure all of you have looked back here and seen these teeny tiny, like, hieroglyphics, right? And wonder what they are. Now, they're not just to look cute and official, they actually have a purpose. And while they're very tiny, because it's like, what do they say? They do tell you more about the product, how long it's good for, whether or not it's, say, organic or recyclable, and where to find out more information about the product. But if you've never really researched these or been clued in as to what they mean, they can be a little confusing, and it's good to know because it's going to help you get the most out of your product. So let's dive in. We'll go through them one by one. Chances are you probably recognize a lot of them, but get a pen and paper, unless you've got a really good memory, and write this down because it's definitely going to come in handy. So first one, bam. This is called the estimated symbol. Yes, it's the little lowercase e. I know you probably thought that it meant made in Europe, but that is not what it means. It does not have to do with anything that glamorous. It actually just means that the amount of product stated that is in the packaging is actually what is in the packaging. So if you're buying an ounce or 30 milliliters of, let's say, serum, this means that it has been tested that what you're actually getting on the inside is the equivalent amount within a very small margin of error. So you're not paying for an ounce of product and getting a half ounce. So it just takes away any shadiness. So that is the estimated symbol. I know, for the longest time, even I thought it meant made in Europe. Next one, period after opening. What does this one mean? It does not mean it's going to take you 12 months to see results from the product, because let's be honest, that wouldn't be worth it. This means how long the product is good for after you open it. That's why the little lid is open. So you can see this with a 9M, and that would mean that after you open your moisturizer, it's going to be good and have a shelf life of 9 months after you've initially opened it. Now that doesn't mean how long it's good for before you open it, because usually products will last a little bit longer and sometimes have an expiration date before they're open, because that's when they start to oxidize. So you do want to make sure you get this one, because let's say it's like beauty night and you like rumbling through your, masks and toners and all that, and you see this and you're like, oh my gosh, you're like, I got this last January with my girlfriend at Sephora and I don't know if it's still good. Well, if it's got this on it, let's say it's still January, 12 months, okay, you could still use it. If it was 6 months, you'd be like, no, it's not gonna be good anymore and it's not going to perform towards the vendor's specifications. So that is the period after opening. Next one, bam. Oh my God, did you see what she wore? No, it's not what it means. This is referred to insert. That means that there is information that the manufacturer wants you to know that didn't fit on the box or the label. So there's probably a little pamphlet on the inside that's got some more 411 to answer all your questions and tell you how to use it. That is neatly tucked away inside. Sometimes they'll actually put a website underneath it so it directs you to a website so you can read more, but it just means that there's more to read than they could put on the packaging. Okay? Bam! This one's pretty cut and dry because it says not tested on animals and it's got the cute little bunny on it. So I know you would think nowadays who tests on animals, but it still does happen. So it's important to see this. That way you know that your mascara, your foundation, your serum, your body wash has not in any way, shape, or form, or its ingredients come in touch with a bunny or monkey or anything to test it, because that is so 80s. So very, very important, but not to be confused with, bam, the certified vegan symbol. Now, obviously, a vegan product has not been tested on animals, but what's more important is a vegan product does not contain any ingredients that have an animal byproduct in them. A good example of an animal byproduct is, honey comes from bees. So if you've got a moisturizer with honey in it, it's not vegan. Lanolin comes from the oil on sheep. So you can't have lanolin if you're going to be vegan. So sometimes this will just be the heart, but now it usually says certified vegan. For a lot of times people were like, oh, I love this product. Is that why it has a heart on it? But no, vegan. Next one. Bam, your look is on fire. On flake. Now, not what that means. This means that the product is flammable. That means, like, don't do your nails next to a burning stove, you know? Like, don't use this, like, if you're smoking a cigarette near it. Like, that means that the product is flammable and you should not use it near an open flame, although I do not doubt that all of your looks are on fire. Next one, the recycling symbol. You probably all recognize this. This is like one of the first ones we learned when we're little, right? This means that the packaging or the label it's printed on is on recyclable material and or is recyclable itself. Super important and green and pretty commonplace nowadays to have something that's printed on recycled materials and is also recyclable. So that means that with confidence you can take it when you're done and toss it into the trash can. I mean the recycling bin. Don't toss it into the trash can. And it's going to be reused and reborn someplace else, maybe in your next bottle of serum. Not to be confused with the green dot symbol. What this means is this is more like the swirly arrows. I feel like this is like the recycling symbol after a couple drinks. This means that the manufacturer has contributed to the cost of recouping and recycling this packaging. So it still has to do with the recycling, but it has to do with the cost involved to actually get it back and to turn it into something else and clean it, so on and so forth. Moving on. I bet you didn't know that, right? You thought it was just like an updated version of the recycling symbol? So did everyone. Bam. Organic. I know. A lot of products are like organic this and organic that and, you know, organic honeysuckle. But to be honest with you, for it to actually be fully organic, it has to meet a minimum requirement of ingredient percentage that is organic. That's right. No, it does not have to be 100% organic. It will vary. But you do want to see USDA means that it's certified by the United States as an organic product and has a minimum amount in regards to percentage of ingredients that are organic. Now, taking it to the next level is EcoCert. EcoCert is another organization that not only speaks to the fact that it's organic materials, but they've also been farmed with fair trade and from sustainable resources. So you're not out there like pillaging, you know, forests to get a certain material. This all maintains and protects the areas from where they get the ingredients. Actually, really, really super important. Because, you know, there's only so many resources out there, so we want to make sure that while we are enjoying them in our products, that we are taking care of them and keeping them from harm. I think that's it. It is. So that's the scoop. Kind of like breaks down all those crazy little symbols on the back. I hope you guys got a little bit of like insight in 411 from this. Nothing too complicated, right? But you'll go and look at your products differently now. So go in and see and make sure you don't have anything that has been there for like 2 years when it has like a 12M, right? Anyway, as always, thanks so much for joining me and tuning in. I hope you learned something. Like, follow, and don't forget to subscribe. And check me out on social media at Gregory's LA on Instagram and Twitter. And check out my blog, GregoryDillonBeauty.com/blog. And in the meantime, I will see you soon and keep it beautiful.